Hello students, how are you all? I hope all of you are doing very good. So welcome all of you at AriserTalent. And AriserTalent is an e-learning platform where you can get the wide variety of the courses you are searching for, whether it may be of the CBSE, NTSE, JEE and NEET. You will get the entire type of the content from the expert faculty of the Kota. Now, along with it, it is also provided you a sample paper, test series and the doubt section that if you can post your doubt, if you can comment your doubt in a doubt section, we will provide you the answer of that particular problem within 24 hours. So what you have to do, you have to just subscribe our channel, press the bell icon and get the more amazing videos like this. So for these type of the videos, just subscribe our channel. So I'm your physics teacher Krina, welcomes you all. So what we were discussing previously, we have a discussion about a very important and the very interesting chapter of the physics, that is about the light. And in our previous lecture, we have discussed about the reflection and its laws. So what actually the reflection is? The reflection is striking off any ray on a polished surface like mirror and bouncing back of the light ray in the same medium. So there must be an incident ray, there must be a reflected ray, and the perpendicular which can be drawn is known as the normal. And we have seen about the two laws, that is the first law states that the incident ray and the reflected ray angle will be equal, and all of the three rays, which one? Incident, reflected and the normal, all lie in the same plane. These are the two very important laws of the reflection we have seen. Now, continuing with this reflection, let us understood the two important factors that a reflection show. So, we are getting here two important things. About reflection. So what are these two important things about reflection? First thing is that if a ray is striking any surface, it is going to retrace its path. It means if the ray is incident, then it will going to retrace its path. And how it will happen? So the first point is ray of light is going to retrace its path. Now, if it is any surface I am considering here, this is any surface, and if the ray is incident on it, this is our incident ray. Then after striking to this surface, this ray is going to reflect back and trace the same path. So it is going to trace the same path. So I can say that this is our incident ray and this will be our reflected ray. So it means a beam of light when incident on any polished surface, it is definitely going to retrace its path. So it is one of the important statement you can conclude about the reflection. Now, the second thing about the reflection is that the reflection always takes place when the surface is either curved or spherical. If the surface is curved, not curved or spherical, we cannot assume here that the reflection take place. So, the second point is reflection take place when the surface is spherical or curved. So, if we have any spherical or the curved surface, we can see that the reflection will going to take place. So, if I am drawing any curved surface here, so what will happen? A ray of light incident on it, it will reflect back and this will be our normal. So this is our incident ray and this will be our reflected ray. So you can see that the figure or the surface you have taken is either the curved or spherical. In the similar manner, if the surface is like this, so this will be your incident ray, this will be your reflected ray and this will be your normal. So you can see that the reflection will going to take place only when the surface is either curved or spherical. So this is the two important statements regarding the reflection. Now, continuing with the reflection, we have basically the two types of the reflection, that is the diffused one and the regular one. So we can also say that it may be the regular or the irregular reflection. So let's continue with the regular and irregular reflection now. So the next category is about types of reflection. So basically we have two types of reflection here. And this two type of reflection we have is regular reflection and irregular reflection. And irregular reflection is also known as diffused reflection. We can also term it as diffused one. Now, what will happen in case of the regular reflection? Regular reflection is the type of reflection in which a parallel beam of light striking the surface is going to bounce back in the same parallel manner. It means it will follow the same path as the rays are incident and the rays are reflected. So, what will happen? The example here we have is like a water, standing water we can consider, air we can consider, and suppose we are just looking in the mirror and we can see our image. It is just because of the concept or the phenomena that is regular reflection. We are able to see our image in a mirror just because of the regular reflection, because the parallel beams of light striking the surface and bouncing back. So this is the case of the regular reflection we have. Now, in case of the irregular reflection, when a parallel beam of light striking any surface will not going to follow the same path. In spite of that, it will going to deviate in the different directions. So this will be the case of irregular reflection we have. Now, the reflection from any wooden surface, any tree, any other things in the nature, we have the irregular reflection. And irregular reflection is going to cover a large part of the light. So we can say that the illumination will be large and we are able to see everything around us because of only these two kinds of the reflection. So just see what the diagram represents about the regular reflection. So the first category is about regular one. So in regular reflection, in which a parallel beam of light striking the surface reflected in the same manner, or we can say that it is going to retrace the same path, then we have such type of the reflection, that is the regular one. But in case of, firstly let us see that how the regular reflection take place. So just draw the diagrammatic representation of regular reflection here. If I am considering that parallel beams of light are striking on the surface, these are the parallel beam of light we have. Now, these beams of light will going to retrace the same path. It means it will be reflected back in the same parallel manner. So, if I am going to draw the reflected rays, what I will get? this is the case of regular reflection we have. You can see that all the light rays will going to be reflected in the same parallel manner. So this is the diagram representing the regular reflection. Now, what are the examples which is going to show the regular reflection? Glass, air, standing water. These are some examples which we have in the regular reflection. So I can say that glass, air and standing water. Now, in case of irregular reflection, the parallel beam of light striking any surface will not going to follow the same path. Instead of that, they are going to deviate in the different directions. So, let's see what the diagram is saying about the irregular reflection. Now, this is our irregular reflection. You can see that the rays are incident on it as a parallel beam of light, and the reflection that is taking place here is in different direction. So, this is our diffused reflection, and this type of the reflection will be shown by oil or some other liquids. So, in case of irregular reflection, we can say that oil is going to show the irregular reflection, and we have trees, and if I am considering wood, in case of wood, we do not have any reflection, so we are considering the irregular reflection. So, these are some examples which are showing the diffused reflection we have. So, we have discussed about the two categories of the reflection, that is the regular one and the irregular one. So, this is about the types of reflection we have. Now, every reflected incident and reflected ray, or we are able to see our image in a mirror just because of that regular reflection. So, we are able to see our image in a mirror, that is just because of the reflection, but what exactly that image is? If I am going to ask you what is image, then what will be the answer? So, let me describe you what actually the image is and how many type of images we have in nature. So, let's start with the image. So, just copy this part from here. So, now our next topic is about the image. Now, this is a very simple term, you have heard about that image, but we do not know what actually is the definition of the image. So, what will be the definition of image? When a ray of light falling on any surface, it seems to be converging, or it may converge at some point, and the combination or the assembly of all the image points just because of that object will give you the image of that particular object. So, what will be the image? An optical image is an assembly of image points which converge or appear to converge after reflection. So, after reflection from any object, if we are getting the rays, they are converging or appear to be converging behind the mirror, we can say that that will be the image of that particular object. So actually we have two types of the images, that is the real one and the virtual one. So we have two types of the images here. The first one is real image and second one is virtual image. So we have these two classification of the images we have. Now, what is real image? Real image is an image which is obtained behind the mirror when the rays are converging. It means when the rays are striking any surface, they are appearing to converge at some point behind the mirror. So we will get the real image. And the virtual image is an image in which rays seems to be converged. It means actually they are not converging, but they are appearing to be converged. We can say that the image is virtual. So real image is the image which we can obtain on the screen. We can see the real image. But in case of the virtual one, we cannot obtain the image on the screen. So let us differentiate between the real and the virtual image. So firstly, real image. So this type of the image is formed when all the image points are converging behind the mirror. So this image is formed when rays are converging. And this type of the image is formed when the rays appear to be converging. Appeared to be converging. So this is a definition of the real and virtual image, and sometimes in our CBSE exam a direct question has been put up that what is difference between the real image and virtual image. So you have to differentiate this type of the questions in the tabular form with two or more differentiating points. Now, real image is actually an image you can obtain on the screen, but virtual image is an image we cannot get on the screen. So one more point we can say that real image can be obtained on screen. And the virtual image cannot be obtained on . So this is the main point, that the real images we can obtain on the screen and the virtual images we cannot obtain on the screen. Now, one more point about the real and virtual images is that the real images are always erect and the virtual images are always inverted. Suppose I am looking in the mirror and I am getting my image like that. My head is in the upward side and my feet is in the downward side. So this is the image I am getting in the mirror. So this image is my erect image. But if I am getting the image just opposite, that is the legs are in upward direction and my head is in the downward direction. So this will be called our inverted image. So the real image is formed. It means the image is always erect in nature, and in this case we will get the image that is in the inverted form. So one more point about that thing is that the real image is always erect and the virtual image is always inverted. So this is the another main point you can conclude about that. So you can see that we have seen the three differentiating points between the real image and the virtual image. First one is regarding the definition. Second is how can we obtain them on the screen, and third, the nature of the image we are getting. So this is again a very important concept about the image. So just learn this question because this is very important from your CBSE point of view. So in our today's lecture, what we have discussed about the type of reflection and about the images we have. So this lecture is over here. We will continue with the plane and the spherical mirrors in our next lecture. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.